The bellyache in the opposition People's Democratic Party, PDP, is far from over. Whereas the Rivers State governor and party headache, if you like, Nyesom Wike, insists that the party chairman must resign for there to be peace. The PDP's move to pacify the warring parties in the impasse is seen as a distraction and a charade. In the first place, the National Executive Committee, NEC, of the party passed a vote of confidence on the national chairman, Iyorchia Ayu. Second, the chairman of the Board of Trustees, BOT, Jibrin Walid, resigned his position. Third, Governor Aminu Tambuwal, erstwhile chairman of the PDP Governors Forum, quit the position and was replaced by Governor Seyi Makinde of Oyo State. Now, these overtures notwithstanding, Governor Wike insists the war is not yet over. What does he want? Is he being prompted from somewhere else? Bolaji, these are not the best of times.
Yeah, for the
opposition party.
Yes, we currently say it's the best of time for the PDP, and rather unfortunate. But you see, this is a problem of their own making. If I say that, there's an agreement, though unwritten, but it's an agreement. It's something that's not written.
I hear it's in the party constitution.
Oh, good. Now, and from what people will just say Wike is making trouble, but Wike has a reason to make trouble because this is clearly stated that once the chairman is from the north, the presidential candidate is going to come from the south. And if the presidential candidate is from the south, the chairman comes from the north. You see, or vice versa. And it's rather unfortunate that the chairman came from the north and the presidential candidate is also coming from the north. So Wike has a cause to fight. You see, I recall that in 1993, during the June 12 and the death of Abiola and so, you see, the country was in a major turmoil, and they needed to pacify the South. So you recall that the two parties, the three major parties, AAPP also, PDP, and even the
SDP.
No, not SDP.
No, NRC.
No. After NRC, NRC and Tofa was NRC.
Yeah.
Abiola was SDP. I'm not talking about after that problem.
Impasse, yeah.
Yes, we now had some major parties that contested after when Abubakar took over. Now we had PDP, we have APP, and then we have is it AC then?
Yes, AC Action Congress.
Exactly. Then.
Five parties.
Yeah, five parties, but the three major ones that we actually, were those three. And the presidential candidates came from the south. Obasanjo for PDP, for the
Falaye.
Falaye, yes,
SDP.
And, exactly. And then there was another person, I've forgotten the name right now. So you see, because that's what's called fairness. So if you have a candidate of the party coming from the north, the chairman goes to the south. And if the chairman is going to the north, the presidential candidate has to come to, and that's what Wike is fighting for. And he even said that when he lost, Atiku came to him and said that, look, this man is going to go. Ayu will go. So what not change? Even Ayu said that Ayu told him that if the candidate comes from the north,
he was going to step down.
So why are they not following through with what they have said? And that is what Wike is fighting for. I think Wike has the cause to fight for what he's fighting for, because he said something which I read shortly before I even got here, that look, if they are going to make any decision, if they are taking any decision, the PD is taking any decision, will the decision be taken by the party chairman and the party candidate, assuming he won the election as the president. They are not going to be telling the BOT chairman to come and, that they used to assuage the South. So what are they not talking about? He has a cause for what he's fighting for.
Ibn Abbas, so the underlining word, the principal word here is pacifism. It would appear they are trying to pacify the South. And pacifism in politics is inelastic.
You see, my word of advice to the party: your strategies and your choices should not keep, evolving like a kaleidoscope. You are like that. tomorrow you come like that. It's
Yeah.
like they're playing pranks. And it is not good for them because, I mean, very soon, by September 28th, the window of campaign opens.
Yeah.
So we don't, I mean, today's night.
Yeah.
Time is against them. See, and then this person, they have issues with. You see, we have the article, like some people say, we have the article camp and Wike camp. You cannot discountenance Wike. Rivers State is one of the largest in terms of voting. And of course, Wike still has some powers to wield in other states too. So what are we talking about?
And he has a deep pulse.
Exactly. Everything. He has everything at his disposal to play with. So I'm not saying that if he's demanding for what is not right, they should oblige him because of A, B, C, and D. But for crying out loud, there were promises made. If you cannot keep your words within your party, how then do we trust you with a country of 200 million people?
Yeah.
So it's imperative that they quickly solve this problem. It's very ugly, and it is fast becoming hydra-headed. They better solve it before it sinks the party.
Balaji, you know, before we came on, I floated this idea of some folks seeing Governor Wike as a bad loser. But I counteracted it with this position. If the presidential flag bearer of the party had come from the South and he behaved like this, would you not have said the man was looking for something else?
Yes, it is. You see, they gave him that armor. They gave him the gun and the bullet to fight the battle he's fighting.
Is it deliberate?
No, it's not deliberate. But you see, it's about ambition and the fact that our self-interest here. Ambition on the part of those who want to contest for the presidency of this country, and their self-interest that, look, I don't want to leave this seat as chairman. Because if it's about serving the people and you believe that this is what is going to bring peace, what stops a chairman from resigning? What stops him from resigning? I say, okay, let's put
the chairman had said to you he was elected for a 4-year term, so he cannot abdicate.
You see, that's the problem. You see, there's always this saying that the woman that did the pencil also did the eraser. And you see, rules are not made for men, but men are not made for rules, but rules are, you know. And
rules were meant to be broken.
They are not to, no, but it could be amended in order to bring peace.
Exactly.
In order to bring peace. You see, but it's a joyous one for the APC because let them continue with that. And for APC will be just celebrating and be happy that the problem is seems to be.
Ibn Abba would tell you it does not work that way in politics. That because the main opposition party is troubled, it should be a plus for the other parties. No, it doesn't say so. I may be wrong.
Well, not in all cases, but I remember the case of Otedola.
Yes.
When there were issues, inter-party issues. And this
intra-party wahala.
Yes. And this became a very favorable one for Otedola, and he became governor. Yes. So you see, sometimes when people get angry and they feel that this party, I can't trust you, but I have to vote. So what do? They look for the next best, the next preferred. Yeah. So do you, as a PDP party member, want your people who have voted for you to look for the next preferred party? Because if you don't resolve this, attend to the people who are disgruntled in the party. That is the key thing.
We have a company. Elijah is reaching us from Maiduguri. Good evening to you, Elijah. Are you there, Elijah? Okay, we don't seem to be linking up with Elijah. Yeah, go on.
So that is it. You cannot, see, honestly, you cannot afford to discountenance Wike. People say, I've said a lot of things, he's a talkative, he's this, whatever you claim he is.
Some think he's something of a gadfly.
Like he was coming up with a maxim. Let me come up with another axiom. They say, the water hyacinth dancing on top of the water. Something is beating the drum for it underneath. So why is he,
difficult,
adamant? Why is he persistent on what he is demanding for? Because somebody made a promise, and you're not keeping to your promise.
Is it necessarily true? I don't know if to add in Africa that in politics there's no honor. No honor.
Not when it is going to jeopardize the core reason for that party. Because election is around the corner. Very soon, this year will run out. We'll enter into another year. And in a few weeks into that year, elections. So what are you doing now? They are wasting time. And it is, see, we might think it may not work for other parties. If they continue like this, somebody else's prayers will just be answered. And that is it.
And Bolaji, at that point, there'll be no question of, I was robbed.
No, there won't be, because the problem will be of their own making if they don't really solve their problem. You see, she was talking to the issue, or referred to the issue of our Taylor. I remember that it was a contest between Sarumi and Agbala Jobi.
Yes.
Yes. And when none of them was really
wanted to step down.
This Taylor came in and eventually became governor. If PDP doesn't really solve their problem, it's going to affect the chances.
The problem might solve the PDP.
The problem will solve the PDP, you understand, because as it is going now, they are wasting precious time on what should be strategies that will help them in the election, which they are not focusing on. With the BAM, which the meeting of Thursday, was it on Thursday? The meeting that I had on Thursday, yeah, which they try to rob the problem with. You see, it didn't work because
so let's break it down. So you think Senator Wakil stepping down is not BAM enough?
It's not. That's what the protagonist here, or let me say the antagonist, Wike here, is saying that's not it. That even if you stepped down, it's not going to help the situation, because those who are making decisions are not the chairman of the board of trustees, but the president
and the
chairman
of the party,
and the flag bearer.
Exactly. So who's not going to speak for the South? Who will now speak for the South? And that's what he's fighting for. Even if it's because people maybe it's a bad news, but for God's sake, there's a reason for what he's doing. He has a cause for what is justified.
Even about you look at it. The Southwest since 1999 had never produced chairman of the party, and you're wondering if something changed, Nko.
You understand? Honestly, I don't. Sometimes you just hear or see people playing against themselves. And at the end of the day, you will lose. Because a house divided against itself can never stand.
But in politics, these things are not casting iron. Ibn Abosori, Ola Yinka has reached us from Port Harcourt. Yinka, good evening to you.
Okay.
Good evening. No luck. Please keep trying. Yeah, so
that is it. Things fall apart. The center cannot hold. You want the center to hold, then don't let things fall apart. Right now, they can still salvage everything.
But I keep talking about what Napoleon Bonaparte said. It comes to mind here. He says, in politics, stupidity is not a weakness.
Well, who is stupid here? We don't.
You use the word stupid as a loose term.
Yes, I know. I understand. You see, this problem they have here is very solvable. You made a promise that should the candidate emerge from the north, then you are going to, the chairman must emerge from the south. So it is as simple as it is. Play by the rule. Play by the book. Why, like Reti said, for the past so long, they haven't had a chairman from the south. Isn't that enough nudge?
From the southwest.
Southwest. Isn't that enough nudge for them to look inwards and tell themselves, okay, we need to, answer to Wike's demands.
Is it too late in the day?
It's not too late. It's not too late as I is talking. It's not too late. But if they keep holding on to this till 28, nobody wants to listen to them again. And that's the truth.
It will become like a Bolaji, like a broken record.
Yeah. You see?
You know. So just a minute. All right, folks, welcome back. Of course, we're discussing the distemper in the major opposition party, the PDP. Politics, we're told by Niccolo Machiavelli, the Italian political theorist, politics have no relationship to morals. Bolaji, but politics is the art of controlling your environment, and it is driven mainly by interest.
Yeah.
Do you see an unseen hand somewhere, more like the voice of Esau, hand of Jacob?
It's very much possible, because in Nigeria, you can't, anything is very much possible. You see, today, Wike is a bride that everybody is interested in for so many reasons. He has a population of River State that's, and apart from that, he has a deep pocket, and these are very essential things in politics. It's personal money, but he's in charge of
He keeps the pulse
exactly
of River State.
Yes. So even if nobody is even pushing him, he's a bride that everybody will want to woo. The PDP will want to woo him because what they stand to gain, the party stand to gain, and even the APC, because the loss of the PDP will be the gain for APC itself as a party. Or Labour Party. You understand? But as it is now, we don't know whether, although he made an accusation, he came saying an accusation that there's someone in the presidency that is pushing what's happening now.
Pressing the button.
Yes, pressing the button. It is possible.
That they have shared positions and so.
They have shared position. And these are the things he's fighting for. That, look, who is going to speak for the South? Assuming it was PDP that won that election in 2023. Who will speak for the South? Because you have the president coming from the North, we have the chairman coming from the North. So who's going to talk for the South? And he has his reason,
Ibn Abu, I asked the question because in the past, how many weeks now, he's been flirting with politicians of different camps. Rightly or wrongly.
Take it or leave it. Wike is a gladiator when it comes to Nigerian politics. And of course, everyone wants to have him in their camp. However, what I see Wike doing here is, don't lose me. Hold on to. That's what he's telling PDP. Because he has the numbers, he has the money. Whether it's his money, whether his pocket is deep because of the state's purse, he has the resources. So, for me, I would advise that PDP backtrack and re-strategize and look at how do you pacify those who are disgruntled. Because now we are seeing the face of Wike, but he has his followers. And they are all very formidable.
But look at the logic. If the PDP at this time elects to change who the flag bearer is, who came number 2?
It's Wike. But I don't see that one happening, actually. Yeah. Okay. I don't see that one happening. What I think is likely to happen, because Atiku is not likely to relinquish that hold. I think this is probably going to be his last chance for that to contest us.
Is even too late to even consider that?
Exactly.
It's too late.
So I think where the issue is coming is that chairmanship position. And even if you are trying to pacify, if you want Wike to, you want him to support, to toe the line, what are you offering him? What are you offering him?
That is worth it.
Because
to him, it's like the BOT is not worth it.
It's not exactly. Look,
do you think in your heart of hearts that Wike is thinking of himself post-2023?
Well, even if he's doing that, even if he's thinking about himself, what capacity, I'm sure he's not asking that they should make him the chairman of PDP. He probably would want to put someone there, even if it was considered to the south, So but if the fact is that once you see why Wike is strong today is because he's still governor of Rivers State. Immediately he leaves that seat, the influence, the power is going to go down.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I hear Ada is joining us from Jos Plateau State. Ada, good evening to you. Good evening to you.
Good evening. Journalist Hangout. It's Ada calling from Jos Plateau State.
Welcome, ma'am.
You see, this problem of PDP, what I don't like is this idea of playing politics without principles. Last year, October, I heard the chairman, he said it on national television, we all heard him. He said that if the presidential flag bearer of PDP, since they decided to throw it open, because if you go by their whatever they call it, it's not supposed to go to the north, but they now decided to throw it open. Then they now agree that if it comes from the north, then the chairman will come from the south. So that was on that note. So when Ayu came up now, then Ayu himself now said he will resign. So this idea of he's saying now that he has a 4-year mandate, it's not that here nor there. And then I blame their flag bearer article, knowing that he has gone into this race for more than 3 times now. He's the one that's supposed to solve this issue. But you can see the reaction of the NEC as if it was a gang up, Maybe I don't know what went behind the scenes. So it's ridiculous.
Okay.
After calling them children and boys.
Thank you, Sister Ada. Thank you, Sister Ada. We got you first time. Ibenabo, Ross Perot, the great American politician, said, war has rules. Wrestling has rules. Boxing has rules. But politics seems not to have rules, just as Ada said now.
You see, we have gone past those days where you become ruthless when it comes to politics. People are watching, and people are so expectant that you can't afford to come across as someone who lacks integrity. And that is what is playing out here. From what everybody is saying, it is obvious that there were promises made. You made a commitment.
But have you thought about it? There are 2 key principles there, 2 key things. One, the chairman must go according to Wike. And a northerner should not be the flag bearer of the party.
I want to believe that, by now, everyone is sympathetic with, or those who are sympathetic with Wike, they base it on the fact that Iyorchia Ayu and the party agreed that if a candidate emerged from the north, then the chairmanship should come from the south. So I feel if they could play it that way, it will go a long way to douse all of this.
Yeah, tension.
All
right, there's so much tension in the land. Chuks is reaching us from Ondo. Chuks, good evening to you. Welcome. Brother Chuks, are you there?
Hello?
Yeah, go on, Chuks.
I should go.
Let's have you.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, go on. Time.
Good evening. Yes, I'm there. Yes, my contribution is that article normally says it's a unifier. Article says it's a unifier. Yes, so if article cannot unify his party, how can he unify Nigeria?
Good question. Chuks, if you ask me now, who I go ask? All right, thank you, Chuks.
Yes, you see, I want to say something slightly, and that is, there's no human endeavor that doesn't have rules. Even the creation of God, there are rules. That's why you have day and we have night. You understand? Everything, and when there's a disruption in the rules, there's always a problem. There are rules in politics. It is only the people that are practicing it that are not following those rules, that are bending the rules. There are rules. The rules, it's stated clearly for fairness, for equity, that look, let's do this thing this way so that everybody will have a sense of belonging.
Yeah.
The North produces the president, the South produces the
Party chairman.
Exactly. It's a rule. It's a convention that they've all accepted, have adopted, one way or the other.
What we call gentleman's agreement.
Exactly. Now, if that is the case, why are they not following it? So there are rules. It's only because selfish interest, personal interest. That's why people are not following all these rules.
Bolaji, at this point, I must quote another great man of the past, Mao Zedong. You remember him?
Yeah.
The chairman Mao.
Mao
He said,
Zedong.
politics is war without bloodshed, and war is politics with bloodshed.
Yeah.
So we are facing a war of sorts. I just hope the PDP can meet at a common ground for the sake of Nigeria and Nigerians. Enough is enough. And to Governor Wike, if you are a man of peace, which you want me to believe, then let's do something, because I'm sure you can do something.